We would like to welcome those of you here to the Slyman Theater, downtown New Iberia, to our forum for candidates seeking for the office of Iberia Parish Council Representative. The first panel represents Parish Council Districts 9 through 14. I'm Russ Cantrell, your moderator for tonight's forum. Tonight's forum is sponsored by the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce, the Daily Iberian, and Leadership Iberia. There are a few announcements we would like to make before beginning this evening's programming. Tonight's sponsors wish to remind you that the last day to register to vote is September 24th. Early voting runs October 10th through 17th, and Election Day is October 24th. Also, the Chamber is posting all of the forums on their YouTube channel at youtube.com/goodnewsiberia. Additionally, the Chamber is promoting a yes vote to all 5 propositions relative to the Iberia Parish Home Rule Charter amendments on the 24th ballot. Now on with our program. The candidates being introduced in this panel represent Iberia Parish Council Districts 9 through 14. From District 9, we have Mr. Joel Dugas and Scott Ransonnet. For District 10, we have Jarrett T. Blue Landry and Mr. Eugene Olivier Sr. District 11, Mr. Robert E. Gates and Mr. Brian Napier. For District 12, we have Aquiline Renier Arnold. And from District 13, we have Chris Feller and Marty Trahan. District 14 is represented by Mr. Matthew Henry. Each of our candidates will have 90 seconds for their opening statement. We will then ask a series of questions which each candidate will have 60 seconds to answer. After all of the questions, each candidate will have 30 seconds for their closing statement. To assist the candidates in keeping time, we have a timekeeper and a timing light situated down front. Candidates, when your time begins, the green light will come on. When you have 15 seconds left, we will then go to a yellow light. When your time is up, the red light will come on, and at that time you must finish your sentence, and if you take more than a few more seconds, we will sound a buzzer to let you know to stop. Due to limits on time and to maintain a fair atmosphere, we ask that the audience hold all of your applause till the end. All of the questions for tonight's panel were predetermined. Questions were solicited from the public, and then an independent panel reviewed the questions submitted and came up with those for tonight's panel. The panel members selecting the questions for this forum were Tracy Landry, Marty Harrell, Rosalind Garrett, Cynthia Alexander, Dot Small, Ellen Switzer, Bart False, Pat Norris, Will Chapman, and Janet Falk. All questions have been kept in strict confidence, and no one except the panel members and I have seen them, unless you're here for the first round. At this time, we'll start with our opening statements. Earlier, we drew for the starting order, and we picked District 9 to start first, so we will be going from left to right, starting with Mr. Joel Dugas.
Good evening, and thanks for the Daily Iberian and the Chamber of Commerce for putting on this forum tonight. And thank you all for showing up, because it shows that there's still people interested in our parish. My name is Joel Dugas. I was raised in Coteau Homes, went to high school in Lowerville, went to UL, majored in industrial technology. I married my high school sweetheart, Fran Belair, and one of the reasons I decided to move back to District 9 in Lowerville and raise my family. I have 5 wonderful kids and a brand new grandbaby, and I'm ready to dig my heels in and fight for this area, because I don't want to see them have to move out. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have for District 9, Mr. Scott Ransonnet.
First off, I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce, Leadership Iberia, and for putting this forum on together and giving the people in the audience an opportunity to meet everyone on the stage. I'd like to thank the people in the audience for coming. It shows y'all care, and that is part of the process. You know, we need people involvement and everything involved. I'm a lifelong resident of District 9. I'm married to Darrell Ransonnet for 13 years. I have 2 kids. They both go to Lowerville Elementary, which is part of District 9. That's why I like to see it become a better district. I worked for Halliburton for 22 years. I maintain processes which drive a $14 million budget. We have revenues of $50 million plus, so I'm used to budgeting, and I believe I have the experience to help with the parish's budget. conservative. I will be conservative with my money, your money, and the parish's money. So please keep me in mind. Vote number 88 come October 24th.
Then from District 10, we have Mr. Eugene Olivier.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank the chairman and sponsors for inviting us here tonight. I'd like to thank God for the great parish we live in. I think Iberia is a wonderful place in Louisiana. Thank the people who came out here tonight to listen to our comments. As some of you may know, my name is Eugene Olivier Sr., resident of Iberia Parish in District 10 for 58 years. I graduated New Iberia Senior High. I own a business in District 10, Eugene's Auto and Truck Repair, for 23 years. I'm a taxpayer and contribute to the economy of Iberia Parish. I'm married to Patricia Derwant Olivier for 36 years. 5 children, Michelle, Eugene Jr., Dana, Keith, and Kevin. 6 grandkids. I'm president of the Iberia Parish Waterwork District Number 4, president of the St. Nicholas Church Holy Name Society, member of the St. Nicholas Finance Committee, president of the Grand Matter Community Development, which sponsors a town hall meeting each August in District 10, former chairman of the South Region Pastoral Council, Diocese of Lafayette. I participate in hurricane relief efforts at St. Nicholas and St. Marcellus churches when needed. Most of all, I regularly attend Iberia Parish Council and committee meetings. I also attended some of the ad hoc meetings. I am very interested in the economic growth of Iberia Parish. We have great assets at the Port of Iberia and at the Acadiana Regional Airport and the Lemaire Airport in Jeanerette. With your help and your support, I can continue growing these economic areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Next from District 10, we have Mr. Garrett T. Blue Landry.
Hi, I also want to thank the 2 sponsors that put this on tonight. Thank the people that came out to listen to us speak. And I'm born and raised in District 10. I graduated from New Iberia Senior High in 1998. I'm married to Katie O'Donnell Landry. We have a 9-year-old daughter, Faith Landry. And the main thing people's been coming up to me and asked since I put my name in this race is, I didn't know you was a politician. And my answer to that is, I'm not a politician. I'm a concerned citizen of the parish that needs a fresh start, starting with the parish president and the council to start working together and quit fighting and bickering about everything and get things passed to do better for our parish. We have roads, bridges needs fixing. We have flood and drainage problems that needs attending. Do I think we need nicer things in Iberia Parish, deserve nicer things in Iberia Parish? Absolutely, but not at the cost of leaving something that has to be attended to. And I hope for y'all vote on the 24th. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next for District 11, we have Mr. Brian Napier.
I'd like to thank the Chamber, Leadership Iberia, the Daily Iberian, and all of you that have attended tonight. My name is Brian Napier. I'm from District 11. I'm the son of Pat and Trudy Napier. I'm married to my lovely wife, Tammy. I have 3 kids, Holly, Josh, and Macy, 2 beautiful granddaughters, Madison and Remy. I'm an owner-operator of Napier Sheet Metal in Jeanerette. I'm the 4th generation. I've been there 39 years, and I've been owner and operator for 22 years. Past president of Jeanerette JCs and the Jeanerette Chamber of Commerce. I've also served on numerous boards and commissions. I would like to give back to a community and parish that has been so good to me and my family. I would like to represent District 11 on the Parish Council. I believe Iberia Parish Council has an obligation to the hardworking taxpayers of the parish to manage their money responsibly and efficiently. We don't need more taxes, just simply need to be creative, to prioritize, streamline, and be creative in doing the most with the tax money that's available. I'm a successful businessman who knows how to balance a budget and manage people. I would like to see our parish council and our new administration get along, work together to create jobs, build better roads and improve drainage, and help give a better way of life to Iberia Parish. Consider me on October 24th.
Thank you, sir. Also from District 11, we have Mr. Robert Gates.
Yes, sir. I'm Robert Gates. Glad to see all you people here tonight. I know y'all are concerned citizens, just like myself. That's the only reason I'm running for this, is because I feel concerned enough to put my name out there to try and do a good job for the people of Iberia Parish, and particularly District 11. I've worked in the oil field all my life. I've retired. I worked for ExxonMobil for 34 years. I have 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and I really love living in Iberia Parish. I love the people, and I'd love to work for them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. For District 12, we have Ms. Arnold.
Yes, good evening, and I'd also like to say thank you to every sponsor, and as well the residents who are sitting out here in the audience with a concern. My name is Aquilin Rena Arnold, and I currently represent District 12. I am a 1987 graduate of Jeanneret Senior High School. I also attended Grambling State University. I hold a master's degree in criminal justice from Colorado Technical University in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I've gotten into politics this way because I want to make a better place for my children. I have 2 daughters, one who's a junior at Baylor University, and I have a 10th grader. And I want Iberia Parish to be better for them to be able to come home, not to move to another state or to a larger city. I want them to be a product of Iberia Parish. And I'd like for everyone to consider me on October 24th. My number is number 94. Thank you.
Thank you. For District 13, we have Mr. Marty Trahan.
Hi, I'm the son of Elvers and Beverly Trahan, which are here tonight. I have a lovely wife, Lisa, and 2 kids, Lindsay and Lauren. I am here to keep representing District 13. We had a lot of conversations in here tonight, and I think the only way to get through this is to have a word of prayer right now, because through God, all things are possible. So I'd like to lead us in a word of prayer if we can. Bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come in here today, let words be said that people can figure out on how to vote. And dear Lord, I give rebirth to this parish, dear Lord, so it can get back on track, that we can work together, dear Lord. And I just praise you in your name. Amen. And I'm here also in my district. We funded Railroad Bridge and David Dubois on a separate from the others. Railroad Bridge is in construction now, driving pilings. David Dubois Bridge is supposed to be staging up equipment this week. Okay, the other 2 were done in Bull Island, the emergency, and the parish government should be taking care of that. And it's in the design phase. Thank you.
Thank you. Also from District 13, we have Mr. Chris Feller.
Thank you all for coming. My name is Chris Feller. Those of you who don't know me anyway, I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I served on the police department here when we had a local police department up until '97. From there, I served with many other law enforcement agencies, sheriff's departments, St. Martin City, St. Martin Parish, etc. I'm not a politician, first and foremost. Remember, I'm a community member, and I'm a very concerned community member. When I see our parish is falling apart, my father moved me into District 13 when I was a kid. He felt like this Iberia Parish, in this area of Iberia Parish, was a good place to raise a kid. And so far, it was. And I've decided to raise my kids here. But what I'm seeing is our kids leaving Iberia Parish. And you know what? I want my kids to feel like this is an area for them to raise their kids. So remember me on October 24th, number 96, Chris Feller.
Thank you. For District 14, we have Mr. Matthew Henry.
Thank everybody for coming out tonight. Shows everyone's concerned. I'm seeking the council seat of District 14. My name is Matthew Henry. I'm the son of Walter and Brenda Henry. Been married to my wife, Mandy Clancy Henry, for almost 10 years now. I have 2 children. I'm the owner of MRH Construction and Renovation. I'm young, hardworking, I'm willing to be the voice of the people of my district. Me having 2 kids, I want my kids to grow up in the same place that I did, not move off to Youngsville and Broussard and no telling where else. But the way the parish is right now, it's not looking that way. I feel I can serve by talking for my people, being there for them. Hope y'all can vote for me on October 24th.
Thank you, sir. We'll now move on to our first question, and we'll start with Mr. Eugene Olivier Sr. from District 10. Compare and contrast yourself as a candidate for the parish council to your opponents. What about your education or experience or other aspect of your background makes you better qualified to be a parish council representative?
What I think that makes me qualified to be a council parish representative, I work in the business community for 23 years and by my own business. I worked for J.P. Thibodeau Incorporated for 17 years. When I left there, I was the director of the service department over there with 40 or so people working under me. My experience basically working with the public in various capacities as a president of the Grand Matter Community Development, working with my church groups and so forth with the public, hurricane relief efforts. Also, my participation with the council and committee meetings. I'm a regular attendant of parish council and committee meetings. I understand the problems in the parish, whether it's T-Bayou or whether it's roads or whether it's bridges or whatever the case might be. I am familiar with all these problems. What set me apart from my opponent is the fact that I'm familiar with the issues and I'm ready to, when I hit the ground, I'm ready to run. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Landry, same question.
Well, I'm very outgoing in the community. I'm the president of a big fishing association. I'm on the Iberia Rod and Gun Club board. We do a lot of things in the community as far as for donations, kids groups. I'm in the oil field. I work 7 and 7, so I got 14 days off a month. My phone, my house doors open for anything the citizens need. I'll be available to them half of the month, and then I'm home every night. So I'm available the whole month, anytime they need. I'm very accessible to the people, and that is what I'm running on. I want to be the voice for the people. I want to know what they need. I want to go to the council and try to get things done in our community as best and fast as we can to protect and keep our citizens in the community, keep them from going out of the community.
Thank you. Now from District 11, Mr. Napier.
Same question.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think what my assets is that I have a business background. I have been running my business for 22 years. I deal with some big companies. I bid on some big jobs. I work a lot of people. I have been involved in the community since a young age. Am I still? Okay. Since a young age, like I say, I've been involved with the chamber, with the JCs, with the fire department. I am community minded, and I have been attending, like Mr. Eugene, council meetings since the beginning of the year, trying to get better informed, and I am ready to represent District 11 on the parish council. Thank you.
Thank you. Also from District 11, Mr. Gates.
Yes, I don't know. I think I have the time to commit to it. I'm retired. I think I would be very responsive to almost all the constituents. I would try and answer all of their questions as quickly as possible. And the one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you something that I can do that I can't do. So if you want the truth as to what I can do, then vote for me. But I would love to serve the people of this parish, and I may not have a whole bunch of experience in government, but in some cases I think that might be an asset, because I do know how to balance a budget and a checkbook, and that's something I think that the parish council needs to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now from District 12, Ms. Arnold.
Yes, I am currently the council person that represents District 12. I think my experience and my voting record will speak for me. One thing that I think will set me apart from a lot of other people is I am very passionate about what I do. I'm a perfectionist, and I strive to have things to be perfect. Of course, we don't live in a perfect world. I'm also on the steering committee for the National Association of Counties and Parishes for Justice and Public Safety. I am the former chairperson of the Finance Committee. I am also a member of the Gulf Coast Counties and Parishes Caucus, which is responsible for making sure that, as you all have heard about BP and some of the fine money and the Restore Act. So I am very involved in making my parish and my district a better place for the future.
Thank you. From District 13, Mr. Trahan.
Repeat the question, please.
Compare and contrast yourself as a candidate for the parish council to your opponents. What about your education, experience, or other aspects of your background make you better qualified to be a parish council representative?
I have 4 years experience at the council, which is a learning curve for me, on how to fund projects, how to do projects. I have funded a number of projects with the levy board, $300,000 to the Avery Delcom project, $800,000 to Sean's Grocery to put a tax base back in Delcom, $150,000 to the town of Delcom to redo infrastructure to that area. Also, we have funded bridges, 2 bridges, and we always also funded $6 million in bridges to repair the other bridges. I am here for the people, a voice for the people, and you have to work with the 13 others on that council. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Also from District 13, Mr. Feller.
What makes me better? More qualified. I've been a law enforcement officer for 17 plus years. I know how to talk to the public. Another thing is I've worked for major oil field companies. I've project managed on projects over millions and millions of dollars. Projects that started out under budget already, and make sure they come in within budget, within range, make it happen from the cradle to the grave, being transparent to those people. I intend on being transparent to the public and to the citizens of our community and of this parish, watching where our funds go, what we're doing with our funds. That's what's going to make me more qualified. Having an open ear to you, a phone number there, you can always call me, being available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't care if it's Christmas. If you have a problem, you call me. I'll get the right person over there to take care of you so your holiday goes as smooth as mine. Remember, I'm your voice. If I can't be your voice, or if I'm not being your voice, then what good am I? Thank you.
Thank you. From District 14, Mr. Henry.
Well, you can see they're already being some normal politicians. They're not here. So I'll be there for y'all. As a business owner, I know how to manage a budget. I deal with people every day. I give prices, and I deal with the public. I have to satisfy the public every day. And I'm good with working with others, willing to work with the new parish president, the other council members. I'll do a good job for the people. That's it.
Thank you.
I guess the biggest thing in my mind that separates me from my opponent is about 20 years. But I do have a track record. I retired from BP with 35 years of service and managed a $25 million a year budget. I served on the school board for 3 terms unopposed and was the school board president for 2 years of that. I brought a $12.5 million school to Lowerville when the administration wanted to just spend $2 million refurbishing an old school. I was part of the community's activities. I was a girls softball coordinator for LYBA. I'm an extraordinary minister for St. Joseph Catholic Church. I was actually, most people probably don't know this, but I was the chief administrative officer for Romo's administration for the first 6 months of 2012. My point is, I bring a track record and a lot of experience, and that's worth something right now. Thank you.
Thank you. And from District 9, Mr. Ansonet?
20 years, what can I say? No. The biggest thing I'd say is I manage and direct the activities of 83 people on a daily basis. If you don't think that's enough of being a people person, I have to wear multiple hats as the HR, as the business side. I do catch ball, feedback processes all day long, so anybody in my district is welcome to come and we'll help you catch ball process, go back and forth. I'm also part of the youth organizations. I'm director of the Lowerville Youth Baseball Association. I coach 2 teams, boys and girls, so I get both aspects, both sides of the story. I also coach the Lowerville Junior High softball team. We will be putting our team together, so I also get involved in not only the sports, but the academic side of it. And I believe in preaching academics. As long as you're coaching sports, it goes a long way for the future of the kids.
Thank you. Our second question will start with the candidates from District 11. What are the 3 biggest issues facing the parish in the next 4 years? And give us a nugget of how you would address each. And we'll start with Mr. Napier.
Well, probably the first one, if we're going to go anywhere, is cooperation between the administration and the council. If the last 4 years has shown us anything, it's that no cooperation between those 2 entities gets us nowhere. Surely, as sitting, if I'm lucky enough to get elected, in 12 out of the 14 have opposition, it looks like we'll have some new faces on the council, and for sure a new parish president. I think that's where we start, and with some good cooperation, we should be able to move forward. Surely, roads and that doesn't even need to be said. Surely we need to work on the roads, and get a plan together. And okay.
Thank you. Also from District 11, Mr. Gates.
Yes, sir. I believe that balancing the budget and finding the funds to manage all of the parish's needs is a very important issue. It's important to all of y'all, I'm sure. And roads and bridges, that would probably be my second one. I haven't quite figured out why the bridges, why there's 10 or 12 of them closed in the parish, and they're all being worked on at the same time trying to find money for them. Seems like to me they should have been working on those as time went on. Should have been inspecting them more regularly and repairing them as they got bad. And then again, drainage. That's a key issue to me, because that's what keeps your flood insurance down and keeps water out of your house. And I believe there's a lot of things the parish could do to improve the drainage in this parish. Thank you.
Thank you. From District 12, Ms. Arnold.
One of the first things that I think that we need to do is change our image. We, as Iberia Parish, need to change our image in the way our surrounding parishes look at us. We need to let them know that there's not always confusion when they read about us in the paper or they watch the council meetings, that there are some things that we can come together on. So that's the first thing that we need to do. And once we change our image, everything else will fall in. Our infrastructure, without taking advantage and taking care of our infrastructure, we will not be able to do economic development. Those are the 3 things that are most important. The first one is the most important because no one wants to come or locate in a parish where there's always confusion. So we need to change that image. Thank you.
Thank you. From District 13, Mr. Trahan.
Yes. First of all, I think it would be our bridges, getting our bridges repaired for the safety of our kids going to school and from school, and for first aid emergency purposes with the ambulances. Also in that, I got with Acadian to give them all the roads in our district that would deal to where they would have it in their system to where they can make the adjustments to go around and not end up at a dead end with a closed bridge. Second, hurricane protection. If we're gonna have any businesses come to the port, we need hurricane protection levees, okay? That would be a big part to our economy at the port. Third, it would be to form a committee, and probably the ones that put on this tonight, is to look at our millages, our sales taxes, everything, what Baton Rouge is going to do to us in the future, is form a committee to look at to where we could adjust our millages and keep them the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Feller, same question from District 13.
I guess my biggest three things are roads and bridges, that's one. Family, that's another. And economic development, not necessarily in that order. But let's say it like this, you want families to come back here? Fix your roads, fix your parks. Make sure you have good drainage. You want economic development? Bring your families in. Again, how did I just say to bring your families in? Fix your roads and your parks. Bring something back to where family wants to be here. Okay, after that, your businesses are gonna follow, and that's where you're gonna get some economic growth. You have to have it. Fix these things. We're slacking, we're losing to our neighbors. Bring family back to Iberia. Thank you.
Thank you. For District 14, Mr. Henry.
I think we need better communication within the government. Everybody needs to work together better. Then in order to fix the roads and everything, we need to make it easier for businesses to come. As I deal with planning and zoning all the time, they make it, I mean, it's a hassle to fight with them. But if they'd make it easy and try to get businesses and people to build here in the parish, we would develop better. We'd have more money to fix the roads and the bridges and drainage and everything else. So it all goes down to the government needs to communicate, and we need to bring jobs back here.
For District 9, Mr. Dugas.
I've heard several people talk about the legislative branch not understanding the executive branch and the executive branch, but one thing they never mentioned was the judicial branch. There's got to be consequences when one part of the government tries to interfere with the other. There are no consequences right now, so the judicial branch has got to be involved. Second thing is infrastructure. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. So when people are coming around here and they're looking at, we got to get our sewage throughout the community so that subdivisions can be built. Right now, the sewage district is operating on user fees, which are strictly for operations and maintenance. There's no money there to expand that. We need to look at those possibly through a millage, redirecting some of the millages, but that's all got to go before the voters.
Thank you, sir. Also from District 9, Mr. Ransonnet.
One thing I would do is create a feedback process, whereas we go out and we find out people that have left Iberia Parish for Youngsville and Broussard. You hear that all the time. Don't ask these people up here why they left. Let's go out and get the true information. The subject matter expert is the person that left. Let's go to them, figure out why they left, and then we can make changes based on that information. Roads and bridges. Without a doubt, there's a road in my district that if I travel down fast enough, I'm gonna need a dentist and a mechanic. Okay, it needs to be fixed. I also talked to a person in the fire department. Those heavy trucks cannot travel fully loaded because they're afraid they're gonna wreck. That is not good for in case somebody's house is on fire. Water, we have a water quality issue in my district. Maybe they need help, whether it's funding or just somebody to go in a committee style and figure out what the problem is. This is some of it right here, and I would not drink it.
Thank you. For District 10, Mr. Olivier, Sr.
Yes, some of the three biggest things in Iberia Parish is no doubt a better collaboration with all parts of parish government is important. The last 4 years was terrible for Iberia Parish. The collaboration between the council and the administration was very poor. But faults on both sides. You know, I've attended the last 8 years or so committee and council meetings, and I've seen it firsthand. Improving our infrastructure. The TIF district was designed to help improve infrastructure along the TIF district, which is along Highway 9 at the Port of Iberia and the airport. Continue efforts to improve The economic growth of these areas is very important. As president of Water District Number 4, I want to improve the lines on Highway 90 going east toward the St. Mary line. Also, it's important to improve the image of Iberia Parish. We need to know more rooftops here to generate more revenue, and that's important for our growth in the parish. Thank you.
Thank you. Also from District.
Broken record here, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. The first thing on the list would be flood and hurricane protection. Second would be road and bridges. Third would be economic growth. To get economic growth, you have to fix the flood and hurricane protection part. A company's not going to come into the port and spend millions of dollars and can't afford flood insurance or lose his business because we get a hurricane in. Also brings you to the second point, road and bridges. You ride down Weeks Island Road, like he said, you're gonna need a dentist or something, and that's the way to get into all the businesses at the port. It's not a very good way to enter a multi-million-dollar place of business. Economic growth brings you back to the first two. To get businesses in our parish, we have to do a little fixing up. We have to do a little protection. We have to do something about flooding and drainage problem.
Thank you. For our third question, we'll start with Ms. Arnold from District 12. What can you tell us about the parish's finances, and what's your outlook for the next 4 years as far as areas where covering expenses will be an issue with which to contend? And where will the money come from to cover those issues? Please don't just make general reference to finding grants. If that is part of your idea, offer some specifics.
No, grants is not my idea of actually obtaining funding in order to help our parish. I was former chairperson of the Finance Committee. Right now, we are experiencing some hardships. We're not broke. We're not in a deficit, but we do have to tighten our belt and watch the spending, because if we don't, then we will find ourselves with a deficit. I think that once we do the infrastructure and make some changes, where we're going to look for to bring more money into the parish is by the tax base. We're going to have to build on the TIF district and entice more businesses to come along Highway 90 so that we can take advantage of that TIF tax that we have in place already in order to grow the parish's finances and more rooftops. Thank you.
Thank you. From District 13, Mr. Trahan.
First of all, we have to lay down the infrastructure for the businesses to come. Second, we need to redo our taxes and millages. I'm a taxpayer. I don't believe in paying higher taxes. We have some fund balances that are going to go very low. I think we need to readjust them. And I think a committee needs to be formed to look at this, to where we can make our money go further for road district, bridges, other infrastructure, streets, blacktopping, where we all get together. Lorville, Delcom, Generette, everybody come together underneath a road tax and get equal amount according to their share of population to do roads at one time. Thank you.
Thank you. From District 13, Mr. Feller.
We talk about infrastructure, and infrastructure is great. We need it. We need economic development. That's where the money's got to come from. But we can't do it with all the rules. We need to be a little bit. It's something we got to do about permits. That's another issue. You have to fix roads here if you want businesses to come. Businesses don't want to come deal with these roads. They don't want to deal with the flooding, so let's take care of drainages. We have people's yards that are flooding over when a south wind blows. What do you think we do when we have a rain? Businesses don't want the place flooded, so they're not going to come here. They have to go through a mound of red tape and then look at the chance of being flooded every time it rains. You have to correct those problems to bring in more business. Bringing in more business is where you're going to create more revenue. And that revenue is what's going to go to repairing our parish. Thank you.
Thank you. From District 14, Mr. Henry.
It's basically the same thing Mr. Fella said. It all boils down to more businesses, more money coming into the parish to fix everything. The reason we're low on money right now is just we're losing population, we're losing businesses, everything's leaving. Once we get that back and we start growing again, we just have to all get together and figure out how to do it. We should be okay. Everything should bounce back and go back to normal. But just until then, we're going to have to work at it. Just keep plugging away at it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they, repeat the question?
What can you tell us about the parish's finances, and what is your outlook for the next 4 years as far as areas where covering expenses will be an issue with which to contend? And where will the money come from to cover those issues? Please don't make general references to finding grants. If that is part of your idea, offer some specifics.
Well, it's simple. I mean, I've got 5 kids at home and a stay-at-home mom, and we've always had to live within our budget. So I think that you got to either cut your spending or increase your revenue. Unless you take care of the small things first, people are not going to want to move here to increase your revenue. There's just, that's it. I mean.
Thank you, sir. Also from District 9, Mr. Ansonet.
First off, I've had the unpleasant opportunity to lay off people, and I know as a fact today I will have to lay off more in the next 2 weeks. So we definitely need to figure out ways to live within our means. The other thing is we need to diversify. I've been in the oil field all my life. Okay, we can't keep living off of just the oil field. We need to figure out some other economic opportunities for our kids. Our kids are growing up in a different world than we did. It's based on computers. We need to bring in those type of employment opportunities. I'm Lean Bronze certified. It's a methodology where waste is taken out of your processes. We need to get that into government. How can we get the waste out of the processes, therefore increasing your revenue? You don't cut expenses, you cut the waste.
Thank you. From District 10, Mr. Olivier.
It's no secret that revenue is down in Iberia Parish. The oil field really gave us a hard crunch as far as our revenues in Iberia Parish. But, you know, we still need a master plan. We need a way to get out of this slump that we're in right now. Consolidating some of the departments in Iberia Parish, I think, is a way we can maybe save some money and spread the tax dollars around the parish, to be fair with everyone. But we can't forget the farm community in Iberia Parish. You know, there's an important asset in Iberia Parish, and it's been here for many years. So helping the farm community, improving what they do is very important also. Expanding economic growth, the port of Iberia and the airport, I think is great for the parish. We need to continue doing that. It brings jobs, it brings rooftops in the parish, and that's what we need to continue investing our money in. Thank you.
Thank you. Also for District 10, Mr. Landry.
I'm kind of new to all this side, and I'm not on the council now, so I don't know what they got budgeted where, and you know, they got money already promised here and there. What we need to do is, like Mr. Ronsonet said, cut some of the waste out. And me and my wife both work for the oil field, so living on a budget, I know that really well. We just need to watch our spending and don't cut the waste out and don't overspend. You don't live above your means. You do what you need to do to make everything good, and you don't do any extra if you don't have the spending for it.
Thank you, sir. And for District 11, Mr. Napier.
Well, surely, if the revenues are down at my house, in my business, you got to look at ways. If the revenues are down, you have to look at, you know, where your spending is going. You know, do we have to cut back? I think that's something that's priority one that the council's going to have to look at. Is to see where the money's being spent. Are we spending it wisely? Do we need to adjust that, slim down our services or whatever? Also, I'm not here to say that I'm actually for it, but something that should be considered is casino gambling. You know, I know that's a touchy subject, but you know that there's a lot of money being spent, right? I mean, in general, at the parish line, you could walk right into St. Mary Parish and gamble. You know, it's a thought.
District 11, also from District 11, Mr. Gates.
Can you repeat the question one time, please?
Yes, sir. What can you tell us about the parish's finances, and what is your outlook for the next 4 years as far as areas where covering expenses will be an issue with which to contend? And where will the money come from to cover those issues? Please don't make general references to finding grants. If that is part of your idea, offer some specifics.
Well, one of the things that I notice every time I get on Highway 90 is when I get to LA 88 and St. Martin Parish starts, whatever they're doing over there seems to be working. Because you go from 88 to almost into La Triumph, and there's metal buildings on both sides of the road, springing up, building new ones all the time. There are 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 of them deep. You know, Bigger Hughes is there. They're doing something right. Whatever they're doing, we need to emulate it. And I think if we got enough business in this area, that we wouldn't have a spending problem. We might have a problem trying to find a place to invest our money.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, for the next question, we'll start with District 13. There's clearly a disconnect between the parish administration and the parish council. What sorts of specific things will you do to get both working together more effectively? Mr. Trahan?
In the past, we tried working, and we worked behind the scenes. We got things done through different avenues. With the upcoming parish president, if I'm elected again, I want to serve as council president, which I'm vice chair now, and I want to pull the new council together and show leadership from the council to the parish president's office. And if any of the parish presidents are in the audience, I promise my allegiance to you to work with you on different matters in different ways. There's always room at the table to negotiate whatever differences we have, and let's do it in a godly manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Also from District 13, Mr. Feller.
I'm not really aware of the problems that those two individual committees or groups of people or individuals are having. So I'm not privy to that. But what I can tell you is, like anything else, we're not a bunch of school kids, okay? We have to come together as adults and discuss and negotiate on how we want to get, you need something done, I need this done. What do we need to do to meet in the middle, and let's talk about it, let's negotiate. There's a fine line in between any problem, and it's whether or not you're willing enough to be adult and sit down and bring it all to the table and see what each other needs. Thank you.
Thank you. For District 14, Mr. Henry.
Just back to communication. Everybody got to just get along. Hopefully with the new parish president, and looks like the councils will have a bunch of new members on it. Everybody will just start to work together, get rid of the old attitude, bring something new to the town. Got to change something. I mean, something's got to give. But just, it's all the communication. Just got to act like adults, not fuss. That's it.
Thank you.
Yes, when I was on the school board, one of the things I did working with the 13 other board members was that developed a trust. And they knew who I was on a day-to-day basis, and that didn't change the next week. The parish president has to be kind of fit into that same category. You got to have a trusting relationship. There's no reason I can't disagree with you, but yet support you on the same thing. All the decisions have to be made for the greater good of the community. And that's the first thing that needs to be done. The council needs to work within themselves and support the parish president. And the council will fund the projects, and the executive committee will go out and make those happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Also for District 9, Mr. Antonet.
First off, I'd like to wish them both the best of luck, and I look forward to working with whoever comes out on top. The main thing is going to be feedback processes. I talk about my lean certification. You have to get involved in a catch-ball process with people to understand what they're thinking. Your ideas may not always be right, and by leaning on somebody else's ideas, sometimes your light goes off, and then you can go in the same direction. Another thing, go with the person, whoever's elected, to Gemba. For those of y'all that don't know, that's a Japanese term for where the action's at. The action can't always just take place in the room where the 14 members sit. Maybe we have to go out and get inside to the community with the parish president, ask the questions at the same time. That way we have the same answers and we're not getting combative results. Thank you.
Thank you. For District 10, Mr. Olivier.
It's been a roller coaster ride the last 4 years with the parish administration. At first, I sat on these committee meetings and council meetings firsthand. I've seen what went on. I've left these meetings sometime at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then they were still arguing some points. It's a one-sided argument. I mean, nobody was representing the parish government at the meetings. The council was there, but no one from the administration. So how you can conduct business when one party is never around? That has to improve. My goal is to improve the relationship between parish government and parish council. It has to have collaboration between the two, and hold the parish government administration responsible for what they do. That's serving the communities in Iberia Parish. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Landry?
I think a bunch of that problem is going to be solved because we have two great candidates for the parish president spot, and I know them both really well, and I can work with either one of them. We also have a bunch of great candidates for the council spot. So once we get the parish president in there, willing to work with the council, which I think either one of the candidates are willing to do so. So that's where we're going to start, and with a new council, a new president, I think everything will, they'll start agreeing more. We'll start agreeing on everything.
Thank you. And for District 11, Mr. Napier?
Repeat it, the question again?
There's clearly a disconnect between the parish administration and the parish council. What sort of specific things would you do to get both working together more efficiently?
Well, I tell you what, on October 24th, I'm going to go to the polls. And we're going to vote a new parish president in, and we're going to all have a chance to vote the council you want. And it starts right there. If elected, I will give as much time that I can and have to be the best representative that I can to work with the council members that I sit with and the parish president and administration to move this great parish forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also for District 11, Mr. Gates?
Yes, sir. I think one of the things that could be done would be to change a lot of the council members and get us a new parish president. And it would be really nice, because I've been to some of the council meetings, if the parish president would be there to be responsive to the parish council. Just answer questions, get feedback directly from him. I mean, I know they send their financial officer and what's that guy, McDermott? The Banks? Okay. Yeah, okay. Send those two guys over there to talk to the parish council. And to me, it seems like, why isn't the parish president there? He is the head guy. He should be having all the answers for the parish council so that they can discuss things and work them out and make it work. Thank you.
Thank you. And for District 12, Ms. Arnold?
Yes, there is a disconnect there. It was there, it's still there, it's present today. I think to change that, we have to understand the different branches of government and who's responsible for what. And that clearly needs to be spelled out for everyone. I think that new council members, as well as myself, we need to go through and learn the separation of powers. And one thing that's most important, we have to respect each other and to agree that we're going to disagree, but respectfully disagree. Thank you.
Thank you. For our next question, you will have 120 seconds, and we will start with District 14, Mr. Henry. What's your position on consolidating Iberia Parish and the City of New Iberia's total government operations? Even if Jeanerette or Lauraville choose not to be part of the consolidated government, Presumably, the parish and city would account for maybe 80% of local government operations. Supporters say the benefits are increased efficiency and operational cost savings that could stretch the taxpayer dollars further. If you're for it, why? If you're against it, why? And if you're against total consolidation but support only consolidating certain departments or services, which ones and why?
I wasn't too familiar with what's going on with that, but I think we need to do a little more research, see if it would work, talk to the people. It's y'all decision if that happens, not just 14 people up here. We can't make a big decision. To me, it's not up to us to make a big decision like that for the people. We need to let the public decide on what they want for their community, not we decide for them. That's what's been going on the whole time, and look where it got us. Like I said, I don't know about what's going on with consolidating with Generate and all that. If it works, good, I'm for it. If it prove it don't work, then I'm against it. That's it.
Same question to you, Mr. Dugas.
I'm opposed to total consolidation. I do see where some consolidation would work. Right now, the parish is, we have a garbage contract, for instance, where I think Generate, Delcom, and Louisville piggybacks off that same contract. That consolidation works there. Mosquito abatement is a form of consolidation. There are some things that we're doing well, and consolidation works. The tax base is paying for certain things you can't combine. I think Lafayette is trying to get out of consolidation right now because they're having to maintain two sets of books, and it really is not saving a whole lot of money for them. So consolidation will work in some places, but I'm not for 100% consolidation.
Thank you. Also from District 9, Mr. Ansonet.
Yeah, I'm also against consolidation at the moment. Although you do get probably some greater efficiency out of it. Like the first session, you're going to have some mayors. I know the one from Louisville. He might not want to give up his hat just yet. He just got it. Also, we are doing some of it, the park and recreation. I talked to Mr. Bretrager, and he did say that they're already trying to help the Pepperplex. So you do have some of this going on the side that nobody really hears about yet. The other thing I would throw at y'all is another Japanese word, kaizen. Small change equals big improvement. We don't need these grand ideas necessarily. Sometimes these grand ideas get in the way of progress. You know, there's the old saying, you don't go a mile wide because you're only going to go an inch deep. Go an inch wide and let's try and go a mile deep. So the total consolidation could create a bigger headache and actually give you greater inefficiencies in the long run because your costs will overrun. So keep Kaizen in mind, small change. I'm against consolidation. Thank you.
Thank you. And from District 10, Mr. Olivier.
I'm against total consolidation. There's some reasons for it. But I do like some consolidations within the parish government. An example would be water services. You have a Coastal Water District number 3, water in Iberia Parish Water District number 4, for an example. Why not have just a Iberia Rural Water District, and consolidate all that under one governing agency can save the parish quite a bit of money. Less expense involved in operating the whole system. And I'm sure we can do something like this throughout the parish, whether it's Parks and Recreation, whether it's dealing with sewage, or whether it's dealing with garbage pickup, collaborating with the city. I think there's a lot of avenues we can work with the city of Iberia to collaborate some services and save the parish some money. We're just hoping they're willing to work with us to make these changes. Thank you.
Thank you. Also for District 10, Mr. Landry.
I'm also against total consolidation right now. Like Mr. Olivier said, there is some things we need to look into. Parks and recreational, garbage pickup, sewage districts. But as far as for total consolidation, I don't think it's a good thing right now at this time. If we get out there and talk to the people, see what they think about it, do some more research into it, maybe other parishes that did it or states that did it. But as of right now, I don't think it's a great idea. But we do have some things we need to look into, and we need to get a better relationship with the city councils. Thank you.
Thank you. And for District 11, Mr. Napier.
I don't think I'd ever say that I'm totally against anything without having knowledge about it. I don't know everything about the consolidation with the city of New Iberia. From what I've heard, that there is some consolidation with some services out in the parish and all. Surely that's something that we should look into as a council, because duplicating services is spending more money. We've been talking up here about how we gonna be, the monies aren't there like they used to be. So we should look into areas that maybe we are duplicating, that maybe we can save money, taxpayer money. I'm surely into looking into it, and let's see where it takes us. But in the end, the people's got to decide. It's up to you, the people, the voters of Iberia Parish.
Thank you. Also from District 11, Mr. Gates.
Yes, sir. I kind of believe Brian's hit on a lot of good points. I think that consolidating all of the parish into one big government would be a fine idea if that's what all the people of the parish want. But if they don't want it, then there are places where money can be saved by consolidating services. And I think when you find those spots, then you need to bring it to the different cities and to the parish and say, look, we can save you money here. Would you like to get into our deal, like garbage or sewerage or whatever else that's going to save money for the parish and for the cities? They'd be foolish not to take advantage of it.
Thank you. And from District 12, Ms. Arnold.
Consolidation is a nasty word to a lot of people. It is something that they're afraid of, and people fear the unknown. And I think that's where we need to start. We do have some services that are already consolidated, parks and recreation, the garbage pickup, things of that nature. I know Genered piggybacked off of one of those contracts. But the most important thing about it, I'm not totally against it, and I'm not totally for it without proper education and research. Everyone who sits at the table needs to have adequate information that they can actually understand, that is broken down and explained to them and not just pushed and given them something that they may not understand. And that's how we have to start. We have to educate them on the actual process if that is something that's in the future for Iberia Parish. We cannot move forward with the consolidation unless everyone understands. As I said before, people fear the unknown. Thank you.
Thank you. And from District 13, Mr. Trahan.
All right. I think park and recreations could be consolidated. Also with the Pepperplex, they started collecting a tax for that. That needs to be really upgraded and get going to catch up with Youngsville and Broussard. The sewer, we got to look at plans toward the Coteau area, Bull Island Coteau area for that end of the parish. So I think consolidation on sewer just along Highway 14, Quail Tubes. We're looking at connecting underneath the highway. But it all comes down to the parish president and the mayor to have these talks and come together, and both councils support of what they come to agreement with. Just like in Delcom, we're working on the Delcom Baseball Park with recreation. We have the council, the parish government, Vermilion Parish, Police Jury, Park and Recs, and the town of Delcom, all going to contribute to that deal to make where we don't all have to come up with a certain amount of money. It's all shared, and the school board also is in on that deal. We're all doing our share to make that park livable to the town of Delcom, to where it doesn't flood on a south wind high tide. So that's a deal of working together, 5 entities. Thank you.
Thank you. Also from District 13, Mr. Feller.
Thank you, Marty, for that insight. I'll tell you where I stand on that. It's kind of like an early dishwasher. You put all your plates in there and your glasses in there, and you're gonna get your plates clean, but all that grime winds up on the outside of your cup. That dirt goes somewhere. You understand? So consolidation, in a sense, is great. Now, I'm not saying that it's not gonna work in the future, but just like the first dishwashers, they weren't any good. I mean, they cleaned a little bit, but you wound up with a problem. But over time, you know, with studies and more tests they did, and finding out more information, eventually came up with a dishwasher that works, right? That's what we need to do with consolidation. Over time, I think you're gonna put all your, you know, cups and plates in one thing, and you're just gonna move dirt from one area to another. I don't think you're gonna fix anything if you jump into it. Look at the city of New Iberia with the police department. Look what happened. I mean, let's be honest. That's a problem. You jump into anything, you're gonna get mud on your face. Stop, take the time to pay the path, look at things, study it, figure out what you need to do and how you're gonna come up with a true plan and work that plan slowly. Don't jump in. You don't know how deep the water is. Take your time, study it, figure out what's gonna work. Not everything is good for consolidation, okay? What's good for one thing is not good for another. Sure, we need to combine some money, we need to find some more resources, but just jumping all in to fix, you know, let's say all the roads in one area, that's great. We're gonna fix Iberia, right? The city of New Iberia might get fixed, and Generet's left out in the you know, in dirt roads. Lydia, dirt roads. Well, who's gonna get the roads? I think consolidating some of this stuff can be a problem if you just jump right in. Take your time, put a good study together, and I think it could work over time. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now go to our closing remarks. At this time, we'll have a 30-second closing remark from each candidate, and we'll go opposite of our opening remarks. We'll start at our right with Mr. Henry and go to the left.
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, showing y'all concern about the parish just like we are. Hope on October 24th, if I can earn y'all vote, I'd appreciate it. Y'all definitely gonna earn my work if I get in. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Mr. Feller?
I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to each and every one of us and what we're telling you we're going to do, what our hopes and dreams and promises are. I don't promise you anything. I'm not going to set the world on fire, but what I will do is address your concerns. I'm your voice. When you get me, you don't get just me. You get myself, my wife, my kids, my entire family, because that's what we committed, is to you. We want a better community. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Trahan?
Closing remarks. I'd like to say it was a learning experience. I've learned, I've applied myself, I answer the phone, I try to attend to people's needs. Sometimes I can help them, sometimes I can't. I just appreciate your vote and support on October 24th. My number's 97. And I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Glenn Romero for his contribution to the council. He's in here tonight, and he has taught me along the way a good ways. Thank you, Mr. Glenn. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Ms. Arnold?
I am Aquilin Reno Arnold, candidate for re-election for District 12. I am dependable, passionate, available, determined to make a difference in my community, and also experience. I ask for your support on October 24th. My number is number 94.
Thank you.
She is a tough one. I sit by her.
Mr. Gates?
Yes, sir, I'd like to ask everyone here that's from District 11 for their vote. I can't promise that I can fix everything that's your problem, but I promise I will respond. I will answer your phone calls. I will come visit with you. I will try to help you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Napier?
We definitely gonna have a new president. 12 out of the 14 seats on the parish council are being challenged. So it's up to us as voters to do our homework and go to the polls and put the people in that you think is gonna do the best job. I'm pro-God, pro-family, pro-business, pro-gun, pro-life, and pro-Iberia. Let's roll, Iberia Parish.
Thank you. Mr. Landry?
I can promise one thing here tonight, dedication. Anything I do, I'm do 110%. and that is also being your council member. On October 24th, I hope for District 10's citizens to get out and vote for Jared Landry, T. Blue. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Olivier?
I'm ready. Voting for me will ensure District 10 in Iberia Parish common sense solution to our parish needs. I will work with the parish president the voters choose in Iberia Parish. I will work with his administration also. When voting on ordinance and resolution, I will vote on the facts and the legal opinion of the DA's office, not on my personal feelings. I'll leave that out. I will do my best to uphold the wishes of the people that I serve in Iberia Parish. I will collaborate with all those who serve in Iberia Parish government. And God bless everyone, and thank you for coming out tonight. Vote number 91. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Antonet?
First off, thank all of y'all for staying. Even seems like we went a little long tonight. 2 words I want to leave y'all with: servant leadership. That is what you'll get from me. Not only that, you'll get an open door policy. My cell phone will be on 24 hours a day, as it is now. I get phone calls from the company. I'll just have to figure out who's calling me from there. But remember me, number 88, October 24th. Thank you in advance.
Thank you. And Mr. Dugas?
Yes, sir. Joel Dugan, number 87, October 24th. District 9 is the Lowville area. There's a special group of people there. I would be honored to serve them as Parish Council of District 9. And my closing motto would be, good enough is not good enough anymore. We're going to raise the bar.
Thank you. This concludes tonight's forum for the first panel of candidates for Iberia Parish Council Districts 9 through 14. We certainly appreciate the time and effort put forth by the candidates here tonight. How about a round of applause for them? We'd also like to again recognize and thank our sponsors for the forum: Leadership Iberia, the Greater Iberia Chamber of Commerce, the Daily Iberian. And we would also like to wish all of the candidates well and encourage all registered voters to exercise your right to vote in the upcoming election. Tomorrow evening, Tuesday, September 22nd, candidates for the district judge will introduce themselves at 6 p.m. and the parish president forum will begin at about 6:30. Be sure to come back tomorrow and help spread the word. Drive safely.